Hello everyone, Fuzzfinger here, and this is the Destiny beta, which I did promise we'd have a look at on the Facebook page. So here is the fulfillment of that promise. And I'm not normally like a player of these sort of games. I haven't ever played Halo, and I've never really been into Call of Duty all that much. But I have been excited over some of the things I've heard here. The only reason I mention that is because this gameplay perspective is really going to be from the perspective of a noob, so to speak. So let's see how we get on anyway. We're going to go for the story mode, which I think is the only mode you can choose to do from the get-go anyway. And Titan is your standard FPS shooter class, but we're going to go for the Warlock and be somewhat different. So what race can we go for? We can go for the Awoken, or we can go for Human. I don't actually know much about Destiny, in all honesty. I have been following it a little bit recently, but other than that, I am pretty much in the dark. I think we'll go for the Awoken, and I'm not going to spend too long developing the character, since we want to get into the action. I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of that purple colour. It does look pretty awesome, but yeah. Okay, not that. That'll do. That'll do. And then we'll just change the hair. It looks a bit dodgy. We'll just keep the original, I think. Perhaps a tad too dark. Okay, that'll do then. Let's get started and see what Destiny is like. So as I mentioned, this is the story part of the game, which is split into missions. And of course, it's also got RPG elements, so we're going to be leveling up. And MMO elements as well, even though it's not MMO, the story, it's got like the quests and whatnot, as you would expect in an MMO. But we'll see all that as we go on. I'll be quiet now for the opening cinematic.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. But the Traveler had an enemy, a darkness which had hunted it for eons across the black gulfs of space. Centuries after our golden age began, this darkness found us. And that was the end of everything. But it was also a beginning.
Yes, so that was a pretty high production cinematic there. And I probably should mention from this point that I am playing on the PS4 version. I believe this game is going to be available on every system, including the PS3, the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC, even the Wii U if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to get this game, then that shouldn't be a barrier to your ability to do so. But we've got another cutscene now, so I'll be quiet again.
Is it possible? There you are.
Right, so we're about to get thrust into the action now.
Guardian. Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still. Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move. Fast.
Right, so that little fella that you saw is our guide, basically. He helps us as we progress through. And so this is a sci-fi genre game, as you can tell. And we're going to enter the wall. That's our first objective. So our quests appear up on the left-hand side. We can see further details if we want by pressing whatever button it is on your system you need to press. So we're in Cosmodrome at the minute, which is basically, I believe, where Russia was. And it's pretty standard affair. The objective flashes up on the screen and we need to run to it.
I didn't bring you back just for you to die again. We have to move.
So we can also see some of the emotes that are available. I guess that's one of the MMO elements. We can sit down if we want. We can wave. We can even have a dance.
You can hear me, right?
And we can point. So that's the emotes. There's probably more, but that's the ones that have been hotkeyed by default to my joypad. And we can obviously sprint as well. Well, it's not obvious if you don't know, I guess, is it? So we'll just move on inside as has been requested of us at this point.
I need to find you a weapon before the Fallen find us.
And our next objective is to find a weapon. So search the wall for a weapon to protect you from the Fallen. And I'm not totally sure how the Warlock plays, so it'll be interesting to discover that as we progress through here. And it won't be long. We get these few movement tutorials here, but it won't be long until we are in the fray and fighting some relatively weak enemies, but enemies nonetheless.
I'll see what I can do.
So this little fella's going to turn the lights on for us, and look at that over there.
A few centuries of entropy working against me.
As you can see, the map in the corner showing us where our enemies are.
Here, I found a rifle. Grab it.
So yeah, we'll grab that rifle.
I hope you know how to use that thing.
Still on the same quest. Even though we found our weapon now, we've got to fight through the wall. Again, I'm not an expert at these sort of games by any stretch of the imagination, but it is the pretty much standard use cover and attack. Although you don't particularly need to use too much cover in these opening segments because the enemies are quite weak. And I was just seeing if we could melee them, which we can. Not particularly the wisest idea if it's not safe to do so though. So just keep an eye on the tracking window or the tracking map. When the red flashes up, you know there's enemies near, such as in this instance. Something straight ahead for us to kill. Again, you can find cover, but it's not too urgent at this stage. Just go up and melee this thing. Some of their projectiles are not actually too hard to dodge. Just be careful because they do have different enemies with more health than others, so just bear that in mind if you're going to play a little bit dangerously. And depending on how you're playing here, if you're using your rifle a lot, then these enemies will be dropping ammo for you to use. And if we move on a little bit further up here, we'll have the weapons cache. Not the weapons cache, the treasure cache. I don't know if there's weapons in it, I'm just guessing at that. Ah, there is. It is weapons cache. We get a special weapon now. And you can actually hold, I think it's up to 3 rather than 2 weapons. You can have your extra special weapon, which we don't yet have access to, of course.
Trip mines.
Which a lot of people don't know about. But I'm happy to carry on using the rifle right now. So we make our way through the trip mines, which of course we can use to our advantage. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's just go and melee this guy. And then hide from these. Who's shooting us? Let's wait till our health recovers. So right, after all that running then I got a bit disoriented. So we'll take care of these. By the way the aiming, I think this is how it works in this game, is that the longer it takes you to aim, the less damage you do with your shot. Maybe somebody could clarify that, but I'm sure that's what I heard. Or I read somewhere. But if it is, that's quite an interesting system, so it encourages more fast-paced action then, doesn't it, rather than just hiding for so long, taking new aim and whatnot. But quite a few enemies in this room, or there will be in a moment, I should think. It's one of those big open spaces where you just know it's going to happen. Take care of him. Hide from all that. You can see the green bar at the bottom, that's your experience bar. So that'll be part of the traditional the traditional standard RPG elements. Action RPG. So I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy X lately, so which JRPG is still fresh in my mind. So we'll just carry on clearing this room out, taking it easy. As long as you keep moving, like I said, you can pretty much dodge those projectiles. Looks like we've got one, maybe two more left. Right, that's it, we're done. We're done in here. Go ahead and collect any ammo that might have dropped if you need it.
Let's hope there's something left out there.
But it looks like we are ready to move on. I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to have to actually finish up here. I didn't realise that there was going to be so many cutscenes because I've got to be at work in 10 minutes as of the time of recording this. But I'll definitely carry on playing this when I get home and get more content uploaded. If you want it. If you want it, you might not. But let me know in the comments section if you want me to carry on playing the Destiny beta. Well, I'm going to carry on playing it anyway, but whether you want me to carry on recording it for you, and I'll be happy to do so. Thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also share this with your friends as well. And maybe I'll see you again soon as we carry on with more Destiny. Take care, guys. See you soon.